Hey folks, today I'm going to show you how to crochet the subtle pumpkin beret. This is a design I came up with because I wanted a naturalistic pumpkin shaped beret to go with all of my fall and holiday outfits. So here is one version of the beret. When it's completed, the beret measures about 10.5 inches in diameter, and the opening is about 6.5 inches to fit your head in here. You will need about 180 yards of a worsted weight yarn. So the one that I used is Yarn Bee Second Chance in the color Parsley 05. But any worsted weight, number 4 weight yarn ought to work. And I am using a size J hook, which is a US 10 or a 6.0 millimeter hook. Let's get started. I like to begin with a magic ring, but if you would like to do a chain 4 and make a loop, you may. But when I do my magic ring, I do 1 chain stitch to lock it in. And into your ring, whether you do a magic ring or chain 4 loop, you're going to put 12 double crochets to begin. Okay, then we are going to pull to tighten that up, and we're going to slip stitch into the top of our first double crochet. And that is the end of that first round, round 1. And we're going to go ahead and chain 1 to begin our second round. To start round 2 is I'm going to back post double crochet around that whole stitch. In that same stitch that we slip stitched into and that we post stitched around, we're going to put 2 double crochets into the top of that same stitch. 1 and 2. Now we're going to move to the next stitch here. We are going to back post double crochet around that stitch, and then we are going to put 2 double crochets into that top. You see the V's kind of tilted towards you? You're going to put 2 double crochets right in there as well. 1 and 2. And we're going to do this all the way around. So every time we find a double crochet, we're going to back post double crochet around it first. And then we are going to put 2 double crochets in that V, that same stitch. So it almost feels like you're going backwards a little bit. And it starts to curl up kind of quickly. And it takes a little finagling just to get started. But after this round, it gets a lot simpler. So hopefully you'll find that this is just the hardest little bit. We'll get through it pretty quickly. All right, we are coming to the end of round 2. So we are going to back post double crochet around that post. And then we are going to place 2 double crochets into the top of that same stitch that we've already back post double crocheted around. 1 and 2. And that is the end of round 2. Now we are going to slip stitch to the top of that first back post double crochet to end the round, and we ought to have 36 stitches. Now we're going to chain 1 up, and we're going to start round 3 by back post double crocheting around that same back post double crochet. It can be a little bit awkward here, but get that back post double crochet in here. And then in that first stitch, we're going to put 2 double crochets, 1 and 2. And into the next stitch, the top of it, we're going to put 1 double crochet. So we have an increase and then a single double crochet. Now we have our back post double crochet again. We are going to back post double crochet around that back post double crochet. And henceforward, those back post double crochets are always going to get back post around them. We're not going to ever do a stitch into the top of it again. But now we have the next stitch. We're putting 2 double crochets into the top of it. 1, 2, and then we're going to put 1 double crochet in the top of the next stitch. Here we are again with the back post. We're going to do a back post double crochet here around that, and then 2 double crochets in the top of the next stitch, 1, 2, and then 1 double crochet in the top of the next stitch. And that is our repeat all the way around. It will get really curly and really awkward. That is okay. It will come out in the end. We are coming to the end of round 3. It's a little weird still, but we are going to back post double crochet around that back post double crochet. We're going to put 2 double crochets in that first stitch, 1 and 2. And then we are going to double crochet in the next stitch. And that should give us a total of 48 stitches. Still a little strange, a little curly here, that's all right. We are going to slip stitch into the top of that initial back post double crochet. We're going to chain 1 up, and then we are going to go immediately into the next round, round 4, with a back post double crochet around that first back post double crochet. Now, after that first back post double crochet, we are just going to put a single double crochet in each of the next 3 stitches, each of the stitches in our wedge. 1, 2, and 3. We've come to another back post double crochet, so we're going to back post double crochet in the back post. And then we're going to do 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. And we're going to continue this on around, and I will meet back up with you there. All right, we are coming to the end of round 4. I'm going to back post double crochet around the back post double crochet, and then I'm just going to double crochet in the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, and 3. And I'm going to slip stitch into the top of that back post double crochet and chain 1. And we ought to still have 48 stitches here. Now to begin the 4th round, we're going to back post double crochet around that first back post double crochet, kind of awkward, but here we go, we got it. Then we're going to do an increase, so 2 double crochets in that first stitch, 1 and 2, and then we are going to double crochet in the next 2 stitches. We're going to do this for each of our wedges. So back post double crochet in that back post double crochet, and then 2 double crochets in that first stitch, 1 and 2, and then a double crochet in each of the next 2 stitches, 1 and 2, and here we are back again at that back post double crochet, so we will repeat that around. At the end of this, we will have 60 stitches. So to end round 4, we are back post double crocheting around that back post double crochet. We are double crocheting 2 in that first stitch, and then we are double crocheting in each of the next 2 stitches. This will give us a total of 60 stitches. We're going to slip stitch to the top of that first back post double crochet, chain 1, and we are beginning the next round with a back post double crochet around that first one, kind of awkwardly. We are going to do 2 double crochets in that first stitch, 1 and 2, and then we are going to regular double crochet in the next stitches of this wedge. In this case it's 3, and then we get to our next back post double crochet, and we're going to back post double crochet around that as well. 2 double crochets in that first stitch, this is our increase, and then we'll double crochet in the next 3 stitches, or the next stitches of this round. I'm going to finish this out and I'll meet back up with you at the end of this round. All right, we are finishing up for round 5 with a back post double crochet around the back post double crochet, 2 double crochets in that first stitch, and then a double crochet in each of the remaining stitches. So that will be 3 more. 1, 2, and 3. So that will give us a total of 72 stitches. We're going to slip stitch to that back post double crochet, chain 1 up, and then we'll get ready for the next round. Now the repeats are going to be the same. We're going to back post double crochet and the back post double crochet. We're going to double crochet twice in that first stitch, and then we're going to double crochet in the next stitches of the round. So this will be the same pattern that we follow. In every round we're going to be adding 1 more double crochet. So for round 5, you will have 2 double crochets in the first stitch of the wedge, and then a double crochet in each of the next 4 stitches. For the next round, you will have your back post double crochet, and then you'll have 2 double crochets in the next, and then you will have 5 double crochets around. And then the next row will be 2 double crochets in the next, and then 6 around, and then finally 2 double crochets in the first, and then you'll have 7 around. So here is what it will look like for the next several rounds. It's the same pattern of increase of back post double crochet followed by 2 double crochets in the first stitch, and then a double crochet around until you get to the next back post double crochet. And what happens is we are forming these wedges, which will continue out as it grows, and that will give us the shape of our pumpkin beret. Here we are at the end of row 8. We are finishing up by back post double crochet in that back post double crochet, 2 double crochets in that first stitch, and then 7 double crochets, 1 per stitch in the next 7 stitches, and 7. So that is the end of round 8. You should have 120 stitches, and we are going to slip stitch into the top of that back post double crochet. We're going to chain 1, and we're going to begin our last increase row. This is round 9, and it is our last time to increase. So we're going to do that funny little back post double crochet around that first one. We're going to do 2 double crochets in that first stitch, and then we are going to put 1 double crochet in each of the next 8 stitches. 1. And this is the repeat for our wedge. So we'll do our back post double crochet, 2 double crochets in the first stitch, and then 1 double crochet in the next 8 stitches. By the end of this round, we will have 132 stitches. So that is our wedge repeat. Back post double crochet, 2 double crochets, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Here's our back post again. We'll start there. I'm going to continue on around, and I will meet up with you at the end of row 10. We are at the end of round 10. So to finish up, back post double crochet in that back post double crochet, 2 double crochets in that first stitch, followed by 8 double crochets in all the next stitches. So that should bring our stitch count up to 132 stitches all around. Now this is our last increase row, and so after this we're going to do 1 round of just straight double crochets, and then we're going to start decreasing for the brim. So once we've got our increase followed by the 8 double crochets, we're going to slip stitch to the top of that back post double crochet, and that is the end. of round 9. Let's just take a second and measure where we are. So this piece now measures about 10.5 inches in diameter. You will add about an inch in the next row. So if you want this to be any larger, now would be the time to increase up again. Just bear in mind that if you do any more increases, then your stitch counts here off will be a little bit off from mine. Let's begin. Round 10 is super easy. You're going to chain 1, and then you're going to back post double crochet around that first back post double crochet that you had slip stitched into. And then all you're going to do is double crochet in every stitch across until you get to the next back post double crochet, and there ought to be 10 per wedge. So no more increases, just straight regular double crochets across. Again, it's a back post double crochet in that back post double crochet, and then we have 10 stitches across. And all told, this round will give us 132 stitches, the same as round 9. So you can always check your counts when you're ready to do that. So there's my 10 in that wedge, no more increases, and now our back post again, and then 10 more for the next wedge, and I will meet up with you here in a bit. We are coming to the end of round 10. This is the most stitches that we have in any of our rounds. We have our back post double crochet, and then we are just double crocheting in the next 10 double crochets. We will then slip stitch to the top of that initial back post double crochet, and we will begin round 11. So here's our slip stitch here, chain 1 up, and that first one is always kind of awkward, that back post double crochet to begin round 12. So this round is where we begin decreasing and pulling it back in. So at this point you're going to start with that first initial back post double crochet, and then we're going to double crochet 2 together for the first 2 stitches. So double crochet 2 together for those first 2, and then we're going to double crochet in the next 6 stitches, 1 and 6, and we have 2 more stitches at the end of our wedge, and we're going to double crochet those 2 together. So the pattern on the wedge is you do your back post double crochet, then you will double crochet 2 together, and then you'll double crochet in the next 6, and then you'll do a final double crochet 2 together. So you have 6 regular double crochets in between those 2 kind of flanking double crochet 2 together. 1, 6. And here are those last 2 stitches on the wedge. We're going to double crochet those 2 together. And we'll continue this on around, and I will meet up back with you once we're back at the beginning. All right, so we are coming to the end of round 11. So again, we are back post double crocheting in that back post double crochet. Then we are double crocheting 2 together. 1 and 2. And we are regular double crocheting in the next 6 stitches. And in those last 2 stitches of the wedge, we're going to do 1 more double crochet 2 together. All right, so that is the end of round 11. And at the end of round 11, you ought to have 108 stitches. So we are now going to slip stitch to the top of the first back post double crochet that we started with for the round. We're going to move on to round 12. We're going to chain 1 up, and for this round we're going to end up with a total of 84 stitches, and it's going to be a similar pattern as we decrease around. We're going to start with a back post double crochet in that back post double crochet, and then we're going to double crochet 2 together. There's 1, There's 2 stitches to make that 1. Then we're going to regular double crochet in the next 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, and 4. There's 4. And in those last 2 stitches of this wedge, we're going to double crochet 2 together again. So our decreases are on the outsides, and then you have those 4 regular double crochets that are just normal in the middle. On the first stitch of the next wedge, it's your back post double crochet, so just back post double crochet right there into it. And then we will double crochet 2 together, 1, 2. And then in the next 4 stitches, we're going to do a regular double crochet. 4. And then in the last 2 stitches of our wedge, we're going to double crochet 2 together. 1, 2 together. So we're going to repeat that all the way around. We're going to have 48 stitches at the end of this round, and I will meet back up with you at the end of it. We are coming to the end of round 12. So we are going to back post double crochet in that first back post double crochet. We are going to double crochet 2 together in the first 2 stitches. And then we are going to double crochet in the next 4 stitches. We are going to double crochet 2 together in those last 2 stitches of the round. 1 and 2, 2 together. And then in order to finish the round, we are going to slip stitch to the top of that first back post double crochet. And that finishes off round 12. Now to begin round 13, we're going to chain 1 up, and we're immediately going to back post double crochet into that same, or around that same back post double crochet. So back post double crochet here. And then we are going to double crochet 2 together 1 time in those first 2 stitches. We're going to double crochet 2 together again in the next 2 stitches. And then we are going to double crochet 2 together in those last 2 stitches of the wedge. So the entire wedge goes as follows. You have your back post double crochet in that back post double crochet, and then you are doing 3 double crochets 2 together. So by the end of this round, you ought to have 48 stitches. So you've got your back post double crochet 2 together, 1 time, 2 times, and then a final 3rd time. And that is all the stitches in your wedge. So do that all the way around, and I will meet back at you at the end of that round. So we are coming to the end of round 13. We're just in that last little wedge. We're going to back post double crochet in that back post double crochet, and then we are going to double crochet 2 together in those first 2 stitches of the wedge. We're going to double crochet 2 together the next ones, and then we're going to double crochet 2 together a final time in those last 2 stitches. So that brings us up to 48 stitches around. We're going to slip stitch to the top of that first back post double crochet. We're going to chain 1, and then we're going to begin round 14. So to begin round 14, we are going to do a back post double crochet around that old chain 1 and back up here. It's a little bit finicky in there, but we're doing our back post double crochet there. And then in the next 3 stitches, which is the top of our double crochet 2 togethers, we're just going to do a single double crochet. So 1, 2, 3, and here we are at our next back post double crochet. We're going to back post double crochet there, and then we're going to crochet in the next 3 stitches. We're just going to do this all the way around. So back post double crochet in the back post double crochet, and then double crochet in the next 3 stitches, which will be the tops of those double crochet 2 togethers from the previous round. All right, so we are coming to the end of round 14. So I'm just going to back post double crochet around that back post, and then I'm going to regular double crochet through these last 3 stitches. And then I'm going to slip stitch to the top of the back post double crochet that began this round. And that completes round 14. I'm going to chain 1 to begin round 15. And this is our last round. Now I'm going to do that awkward back post double crochet around the chain 1 up and just get that back post in there to begin. And then I'm going to alternate front post and back post double crochets over the next 3 stitches. We still have our back posts that have kind of kept us all the way through, but now I'm going to add in a little bit of front post back post alternation for some ribbing. So that first one is going to be a front post. Next we'll have a back post double crochet, then a front post double crochet, and then here we are again at our back post from that line. So I'm going to just slip right in to do a back post double crochet. And we're going to continue this on around, and you still ought to have 48 stitches at the end. So front post, back post, front post, back post, all the way around. And I'll meet up with you then. So I'm on the last wedge of round 15. I'm going to back post double crochet in that back post. I'm going to front post in the next. I'm going to back post in the next. And I'm going to finish off with a front post double crochet in that last stitch. And I now should have 48 stitches around. And I'm going to end by slip stitching here into the top of that first back post double crochet. And I can finish off, clip my threads, weave everything in, and I am done, and so are you. Thank you so much for hanging out with me for this time. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. If you do make this hat, I would love to see it. Either email me or find me on Ravelry. All that information is in the description below. Thanks!